To bnblounge.com. Today we are continuing our discussion on the report Success in Disruptive Times, and we are kind of taking a look into some of the disruptive trends. Now, of course, the report is called Success in Disruptive Times. That means these are disruptive times. And what are these disruptive trends which have made this disruptive times? And that is exactly what we are looking into. Now, if you could recall in our last video, this is the report, by the way. It is available for free for everyone to download on the pmi.org website. I'll share the link, this direct link to the report in the description below, so you can go over, download your own copy, read it for yourself. All copyrights acknowledged. This is by PMI. This is a report by PMI. No copyrights infringement intended. Now, in our last video, we talked about on page number 13 regarding the new trends, right, which were taking place. That was the topic of our video, the last video, which were some of the insights on new ways to work. And on page number, let me check that, page number 13, that is, the one of the insights was there on page 13. Let me go to page 13, which talked about the disruptive trends actually here. So organizations, this is insight number 3, which we took a look in the previous video as well. I'll share the link of the entire playlist of this of the videos where we have covered this report. So organizations will rely on their project professionals to take advantage of disruption, not just react to it. So this is one of the insights, right, from this report, that the organizations are going to take advantage of disruption. What is disruption, right? This report again is success in disruptive times. These are disruptive times. How do you deal with disruption? What exactly are the trends that are making this disruptive times? And we found the answer on this page, page number 16 of the report, which talks about dealing with disruption. And here's a quote which can kind of summarize what we are talking about here. It's important to understand the art of possible and try to stay at least abreast, if not ahead, of what these technologies can do. This is by Mr. Michael Chewy. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. He's a partner at McKinsey Global Institute on Projectified with PMI. Projectified with PMI is, of course, a program of PMI, the Project Management Institute itself, and McKinsey Global Institute is where Dr. Michael Chewy belongs to. He's a partner there. And it's important, I'll read this again. It's important to understand the art of possible and try to stay at least abreast, which is absolutely what we are trying to deliver as part of these videos where we discuss these reports, because we want you to stay abreast with what is going on in the world of project management in your own industry. What exactly is going on? And that is what Dr. Michael Chewy is also saying here, that you should try to stay at least abreast, if not ahead. You might not stay ahead of what's happening, what these technologies can do, but at least you can try to stay abreast. And what are these disruptive trends, right? So these are the disruptive trends. This is the list here. Senior leaders we interviewed, of course, when we say we mean PMI. Senior leaders PMI interviewed said the following disruptive trends are already affecting their business. What are these disruptive trends? Autonomous and self-driving vehicles, big data, sustainable development, climate change and renewable energy, customer expectations of speed, data intelligence, healthcare reforms, increased competition, increased government regulations. This is important. Increased government regulations, new technology, political change. These are the factors that are making the times that we live in today disruptive times. And you, as a project manager in the project management industry, in disruptive times, need to at least try to stay abreast with these concepts, with these topics, with these things that are happening and are making the times that we are in disruptive times. Let's take a few quick examples, right? Let's talk about big data. Big data is obviously a lot of people used to say like 5 years ago that big data was the next big thing. Big data today has already arrived. The kind of researchers, the kind of you know even the marketing analysis that are taking place uh, based on big data, that's huge. The market itself for big data is huge. Project managers today are actually should be able to understand big data, its usages, and should not be surprised to see projects around big data, projects that make use of the technology of big data in the very near future, if not already working on such projects, right? Let's talk about some other topics. Let's talk about the increased government regulations, right? We have seen all over the world, a lot of countries, a lot of governments are trying to kind of regulate a lot of technological companies, a lot of technical, a lot of technology related companies, a lot of technologies that they use, and just their products in general. Let's talk about Facebook, right? Let's talk about the data leak that happened recently, and let's you know there are so many companies that are looking to introduce regulations on the way people use Facebook, on the way Facebook uses data of the people. Let's talk about Google in Europe, right? You might have heard a lot of news in Europe about how Google is being, asked to delete data, asked to make sure that people of Europe have the right to be anonymous on Google, right? They want Google not to track people when based on their surfing habits, based on the usage of their mobile phones with Android operating system, right? So government regulations have definitely increased, and we've definitely seen political changes all around the globe in the last few years. So these are some of the reasons why times today are disruptive, and you have to read this report or follow us and check out other videos that we have done on this report to be able to to be able to succeed in disruptive times which we are living in. I will share the direct link to the entire playlist of the other videos that we have covered in this report, and then I'll also share a link to one other report that we covered, which is again extremely useful. Actually, it's equally useful to go over that as well. So I'll share the link to that as well. And that's pretty much it that we had in this video. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned something new today. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Check us out on our social media, facebook.com/PMP Lounge and twitter.com/PMP Lounge. If you have any queries related to your PMP exam, PMP certification, PMP concepts, or project management industry in general, feel free to send them to pmplounge@gmail.com. And don't forget to check out the website pmplounge.com, your number one free resource for PMP certification and project management industry information. Thank you.